ஹாய் காய்ஸ், வெல்கம் டு ஃபன் லேர்னிங். இன்னைக்கு நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போறோம் அப்படின்னா knee joint. ஆக்சுவலி ஐ நோ we have started abdominal iota, பட் எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் டைம் இல்லை, எக்ஸாம்ஸ் ஆர் கோயிங் டு கம். ஸோ நான் இன்னைக்கு வந்து knee joint யாரோ ஒருத்தவங்க கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. ஸோ knee joint மட்டும் நான் வந்து கம்ப்ளீட் வீடியோ ஐ ட்ரை டு ஃபினிஷ். ஓகே, டுடே I couldn't able to complete the entire knee joint at this video, but inshallah I'll try to complete within this week. Okay, I'll complete knee joint, but abdominal aorta I couldn't. I have some work, so I can complete abdominal aorta maybe after Jan or Feb. Like, okay, so knee joint somebody asked me, I guess. So I'm going to focus today on knee joint. So no more delay. Let's go for it. Yes, now we are going to start the knee joint. So I hope in starting any joint, first you should write the type of the joint. Okay, then you should write the subtype of the joint. As you know, type is common because mostly synovial joint is a joint in which movement take place. So knee joint we are doing flexion, extension, blah 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 blah. So in all joint we are doing the movements like elbow joint, shoulder joint. The joint at which movement take place are synovial joint. So type, there will be no confusion at all that you people will write as synovial joint. But what is the subtype? That will be different for different thing. Knee joint, you should remember a mnemonic called CSK. Chennai Super Kings. Okay, in that C stands for condylar variety. Condylar is variety. As you know, this knee joint is formed by femur, patella and tibia. These three join together to form knee joint. I know you know. I hope you know about it. So condylar variety is the joint between the femur and your tibia is called condylar variety. The joint between your femur and the patella. Okay, so femur and the patella is known as saddle variety. So C for condylar and S for saddle. Just remember CSK. Okay, so condylar variety is between the femur and the tibia. Saddle is between the femur and the patella. I hope you are not confusing it. Or simply you write subtype. You can write condylar variety and saddle variety. You should remember CSK. Seriya? So type and type subtype. And I should mention more two things. One, it is also known as compound joint and complex joint. Compound, as you know, 2 or 3 join together to form compound joint. Here, actually 3 join together to form knee joint. Okay, 3 joints. I'll mention what are those joints. One is lateral femorotibial joint. Another is medial femorotibial joint and a femoropatella joint. Let me draw a rough diagram. So consider this as a femur. Okay, and here will be a patella. Okay, so consider this as a tibia. So there will be one joint between your medial condyle of your femur and the medial condyle of your tibia. Here one joint, so medial femorotibial joint. Here another joint will be there, lateral femorotibial joint. And here the patella. This joint is femoropatella joint. Okay, I hope you can understand. So it is compound joint because 3 joints join together to produce knee joint, and it is also known as complex joint. So we use this word complex joint when the joint cavity is divided by the intra-articular disc. Intra-articular disc will join the joint cavity into 2. Abdina, we have saw in many joints. So it is known as complex joint because its cavity is divided into 2. Okay, by the intra-articular disc. So we saw what is type synovial. So subtype, you should remember CSK. In that, C stands for condylar variety, S stands for saddle variety, and this case simply knee joint. And it is also known as compound joint because 3 joints join together to produce this. It is also known as complex joint because the joint cavity is divided into 2 by the intra-articular disc. Okay, so next what we'll go with. So first you should write type and subtype. Any joint, first you should write type and subtype. Okay. Yes, previously we talked about the type and the subtype, and this video, now we are going to talk about the articular surface. As you know, I have already previously mentioned it. What are the articular surface? Condyle of femur, condyle of tibia and the patella. Okay, so first you should write type and subtype. Previously I explained about it. I don't want to repeat it. So articular surface, that is the condyle of femur, condyle of tibia and the patella. That's all. So ligament, in order to remember the ligament, just remember the mnemonic, that is F fat lock. F fat lock. I couldn't explain it in order, but the ligament which I am going to explain will all be in this ligament, in this mnemonic. If you remember this mnemonic, you can write all the ligament that is related to the knee joint. Okay, so just remember F fat lock. So I'll explain the ligament one by one. So first, remember we said F first term. So F is fibrous capsule. So fibrous capsule is very easy, because in all the joint, whatever joint you study, the one ligament which is common in all joint is fibrous capsule, because it is the one that encloses the articular surface of bones, which take part in joints. Okay, so fibrous capsule. So first நம்ம சொல்லும் போதும், so it has two attachment. Femoral attachment, as two bones are taking, most are two bones. Patella is a small bone that also take part here. So it does not have patellar attachment. Only this fibrous capsule has femoral attachment and a tibial attachment. So now let us talk about the femoral. Okay, we have anteriorly, and we have posterior attachment, and we have lateral attachment. So anteriorly, I hope you remember this diagram. Okay, so anteriorly we have patella, right? In between this femur and the tibia, we have patella anteriorly. So anteriorly, this fibrous capsule is deficient because of the presence of patella. Okay, so anteriorly it is deficient. Posteriorly, in between these two condyle, we have a line. As it is present between the two condyle, we call it as intercondylar line. So posteriorly, it is intercondylar line. Okay, I guess you understand. Laterally, now here you should remember one muscle called popliteus muscle, as it is present on the posterior side. Popliteal fossa, I guess you know about it. So laterally, it encloses the origin of popliteus muscle. Okay, so anteriorly we talk about it is deficient because of the presence of patella. Posteriorly, take one line that is present between the anterior and posterior, we call it as intercondylar line. Laterally, it encloses the origin of popliteus muscle. That's all. So now we are going to talk about the tibial attachment. I hope I am not fast. Anteriorly, posteriorly, and here it will come posterolaterally. Posterolaterally. Okay. So anteriorly, just consider this diagram. It is attached to the margin of the condyle of the tibia and to the tibial tuberosity, which is present over here. Anteriorly. So anteriorly, it is attached along the margin of the condyle of the tibia and to the tibial tuberosity. This is first point. Now next is posteriorly. So I said you about the intercondylar line which is present between two. Here we have intercondylar ridge. As you read, what is that? Tibia bone, you know this one, intercondylar ridge. And posterolaterally. Here it gives a passage for the tendon of popliteus muscle. So anteriorly it is attached along the margin of the tibia. Posteriorly we have a ridge between these two that is called it as intercondylar ridge, and posterolaterally it gives a passage for the tendon of popliteus muscle. I guess you can understand. Now we will go with ligamentum patellae, which is a very important joint of the knee joint. Sorry, important ligament of the knee joint, that is ligamentum patellae. Here I will explain you with one. This is all my diagrams, okay. So I used to be like reading it and making a diagram so that you will not forget it. Instead of taking it, you can draw a diagram, chinna diagram. So okay, now we'll talk about the ligamentum patellae. So ligamentum patellae, this is considered as a patella, and this as a tibia. Superiorly, it is attached to the rough surface of the patella. Now just remember, superiorly it is attached to the patella. Okay, inferiorly, that is below, it is attached to the tibial tuberosity. I said it is a tuberosity that is present in the anterior aspect of the tibia. So this is tibial tuberosity. So anteriorly it is attached to the, superiorly it is attached to the patella. Inferiorly it is attached to the tibial tuberosity, which is present in the anterior aspect of the tibia bone, and it is also related. So patella, we have bussas over knee joint. I'll explain it in next video. So we have suprapatellar bassa, patellar bassa, and the infrapatellar bassa. This ligament is related to the infrapatellar bassa. So just that is enough. So above it is attached to the patella, below it is attached to the tibial tuberosity, and it is related to the infrapatellar bassa. Okay, done. Next we will go with tibial collateral ligament. This all easy. I am not explaining it in that order of the mnemonic, but the ligament I am going to explain all will be in that mnemonic. So you don't need to worry about it. So now we will talk about the tibial collateral ligament. Okay. So this is femur and this is tibia. So we are going to talk about the tibial collateral ligament. So as you know, tibia is the medial bone of your leg. So this tibia will be attached to the, above this ligament will attach to the medial condyle of the femur. So condyle oda medial idula vandu attach ayidukum. Seriya? So it has an anterior band and it has a posterior band. This ligament above it is attached to the medial condyle of the femur. Okay, it has an anterior band and a posterior band. Okay, anteriorly it is separated from the joint capsule. You know joint capsule, nothing but a capsule that surrounds the joint. Anteriorly this band will be separated because of the presence of bursa. Posteriorly it blends with the capsule. So posterior there is no bursa over there, so it will blends with the capsule which is present around this joint. Anteriorly it is separated because of the presence of bursa. Posteriorly it will blends with the capsule, joint capsule. Anteriorly it is separated from the joint capsule. Posteriorly it blends with the joint capsule. That's what you should remember. I guess you understand tibial collateral ligament. Now next we'll go with fibular collateral ligament. Now we are going to see about the fibular collateral ligament. This is nothing, okay, very easiest thing. So this one, as fibula is a lateral bone, so fibula will be like this, somewhat like this only. So above it is attached to the lateral condyle of the femur, below it is attached to the head of the fibula. That's all. Fibular collateral ligament, just remember the attachment, that above it is attached to the lateral condyle. As fibula is a lateral bone, it is attached to the lateral condyle. Below it is attached to the head of the fibula. That's what. Okay, so next we'll go with, next we are going to talk about the oblique popliteal ligament. So far we talk about the fibrous capsule, ligamentum patellae, tibial collateral ligament, fibular collateral ligament, and this now we are going to talk about the oblique popliteal ligament. What is oblique? What does oblique word stands for? It is cross. Right? Oblique is crossed. So as I know you know about the tibia. So if you don't know, listen to me. See. This one on the posterior surface of the medial condyle of tibia, we have a groove that give insertion to the semi-membranous muscle. Okay, wow. So this, why I am saying here is this ligament arises from the semi-membranous muscle. Semi-membranous muscle which is present posteriorly somewhat here. Okay, wow. So it is a ligament from the semitendinous. It runs upwards and laterally and attached to the lateral condyle of femur and the intercondylar line which is present in between the two condyles. So what you should remember, oblique popliteal ligament, it is a ligament of the semi-membranous muscle. It attached to the posterior medial epicondyle or posterior surface la the insertion agum. So from there it arises, it passes upwards and laterally to attach to the lateral condyle of the femur and to the intercondylar line which is present in between two condyles. Again, I am saying only 1 minute. Okay, it is a ligament from the semi-membranous. It runs upwards and laterally, and it is attached to the intercondylar line and the lateral condyle of femur. So this was its oblique popliteal ligament. Now we are going to talk about the arcuate popliteal ligament. Let me say you this one. So this all are just remember the diagram. Okay, what are diagram? Then you can write the ligament with the help of that. You can write stories with the help of that. Now consider this somewhat like femur. Sorry, fibula. Yes, now we are going to see about the arcuate popliteal ligament. You know, arcuate is nothing but arc. Okay, wow. So before that, so medially I said a posterior surface of this medial epicondyle, medial condyle, we have a groove that give insertion to the semimembranous muscle. On the lateral, that is, and the lateral condyle or posterior surface, we have a groove that give attachment to the tendon of popliteus muscle. Remember that give attachment to the tendon of popliteus muscle. Okay, wow. So just remember here. Here it is coming and attaching. So now arcuate, it arises from the head of the fibula. Okay, and arches over the tendon of this tendon. It forms an arch over the tendon of popliteus muscle, and it is attached to the posterior border of the intercondylar area of the tibia. This you should remember. So between two condyle, I said you previously on femur, in between two condyle we have intercondylar line. In this, in between two condyle we have an intercondylar area. So this arcuate popliteal ligament, it extends from the head of the fibula and arches over the tendon of popliteus muscle, and it is attached to the posterior border of intercondylar area of the tibia. That's all. Okay, so just remember it, arising from the head of the fibula, it arches over the tendon of the popliteus muscle, and it is attached to the intercondylar area, which is the area present in between the two condyles. Okay, so now the most important ligament. So I said by keeping their name, by using their name, we can able to guess their attachment. So first we'll see the attachment of anterior cruciate ligament. Remember, the one which begins from the anterior part will go and inserted on the posterior part. The one which arises from the posterior part will go and attach in the anterior part. Okay, wow. So anterior cruciate ligaments, it begins from the anterior part of the intercondylar area. It is nothing but the area that is present between the two condyles. Then it runs upwards and backwards and attaches and laterally and attaches to the posterior surface of lateral condyle of femur. Okay, well, I said you the one which is getting attached with origin, it arises from the anterior surface will go and insert on the posterior surface. Here also it's the same. So one time I'm repeating again, it begins from the anterior part of the intercondylar area. Excuse me. It runs upwards, backwards and laterally attached to the posterior surface of the lateral condyle of femur. Okay, wow. So next, posterior cruciate ligament. You can guess it off. Posterior cruciate ligament, same. It begins from the posterior part of the intercondylar area. It runs upwards and forwards and medially attaches to the medial condyle of the femur. Okay, wow. The one anterior cruciate ligament, if you remember the anterior cruciate ligament attachment, exactly opposite will be the posterior cruciate ligament or attachment. Okay, wow. Then this ligament, this both ligament are supplied by some kind of vessels that is called as middle genicular vessels. So if you want to write, you can write, or you don't need to write, There's no issue in that. But you should remember middle genicular